Hello fellow space engineers. After being away from the country for almost a month, I returned to my survival and exploration series. And the first thing that I want to share with you is this new ship that I designed. We decided that the heavy cruiser that we were using for our survival series was too big and it was causing unnecessary lag, and on top of that it was being actually underused. It had way too much space and there was only two of us playing at any given time, so we decided to downsize and I came up with the design of this destroyer, which is still under evaluation. Its name is the Calypso class destroyer, and I say that it's still under evaluation because playing in survival tells you a lot of things, especially when it comes to combat and self-repair. A lot of people design ships with self-repair built in, and when it comes to spare parts in survival, you basically realize that they consume really quickly. I mean, you consume them really fast in a protracted battle, so that's still being tuned up. And I follow a design philosophy of all weapons facing forward. So you can see here, like every single gun and missile turret that is mounted on this vessel can actually uh, fire fully forwards. Even the four defense Gatling guns on the back, they basically can fire in an over-the-shoulder fashion from the stern of the ship towards the bow. On top of that, the Calypso has a drone bay. It's capable of holding 6 drones at this point. We have been experimenting with some mounting racks, especially using the connection between the small rotor and the big rotor. Those have proven quite dangerous, especially during high-speed maneuvers, so they tend to explode and puncture holes through the ship. So basically, we have decided not to use them for the time being. I'm gonna decompress the vehicle bay and show you how it works. Let's depressurize it. Let's wait a little. It's not depressurizing according to this. Okay, let's open it. I didn't want to lose time. So, this is the vehicle bay. The Calypso also has a fully decorated interior. Sadly, at this point, the textures for ICASTAR decoration pack have not yet been updated to DirectX 11, so we're gonna wait a little till I can show you that. It has a cargo hold comprising two large cargo containers located in this section between the midship section and the stern section. Towards the back, it has an engineering compartment having a single refinery, 2 arc furnaces, and a single oxygen generator. As you can see here, it has a navigational bridge and a CIC. This is the CIC. I am currently running a script. I will place a link in the description below so you can use it. It basically lets you configure the LCDs to tell you damage blocks, the ammo stores, and overall power usage of the ship. Let's show you the cargo hold. And the engineering bay. Also in the cargo hold, I have placed 2 assemblers on each side with 2 efficiency modules. sorry, two efficiency modules and two power consumption modules. I will show you the bow of the ship when the textures get fully updated. But basically, its main battery is the Okim Industries 230mm gun. As a secondary battery, it has these quad turrets, these quad 50mm turrets. And as a defensive and secondary offensive capabilities, it has the vanilla weaponry. The self-repair feature is visible here. As you can see, there are two welders on each side repairing this missile turret, as well as welders repairing the main battery and the bow of the ship, which is the one that tends to get the most damaged. This is the ship that we've been using to explore, and as you can see behind the Calypso, I have found the Infinity Carrier. This is the short haul version. The author made a longer haul version, but this is the one that we found, and this is the one that we are in the process of retrofitting with the newer oxygen updates. We want to use it as a base for our smaller fighters, basically as a light carrier. So thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more updates on this survival series. So as I said before, we decided to keep the Infinity light carrier. Mainly, to be honest with you, it's because it looks the part. It looks the part in the way that is really similar to the design of our own ships, and basically that gives you the idea of having like a single fleet belonging to a single faction. And also it's a really well designed ship. You see a lot of carriers in the workshop which end up being too big, and if you want to make them the center of a battle group, they basically cause a lot of lag. So when you start adding the escort cruisers, the escort destroyers, and the frigates, your game is gonna start like taking a toll. So this is why we like this fighter, this carrier for our fighters, because it has just the right amount of space, the right amount of defensive turrets, and it's not lagging our game. You know, with space engineers, that is basically the main concern that you gotta have to have an enjoyable game. So what we're doing here is I'm kind of changing one of the design characteristics of this carrier. It has this access ramp here to access the inner hangar from the flight deck. I'm going to level them, and I'm going to add some airtight blast doors here, maybe creating an airlock here, or maybe just having a pressurizable hangar in this area here with the cargo containers. I'm not sure yet whether if I should just place like two sets of doors or a single set of doors, but the one thing that I'm sure about is that I'm gonna place the doors at this point. Maybe I wouldn't like to have to remove these lights, but I guess they're in the way right now. Okay, I think we're gonna have to try to make this interior space a little bit larger, at least by one block on either side, so our tiny fighters can get in. At this point, even with this small fighter, we can basically only store two of these at the center of the hall. That makes for four of them. So maybe we can actually store more. Maybe, let's say, 6 in this space. Because these sides right here, they are 2 layers thick. And being a carrier, I don't think it needs to be that armored. You know, you don't want to put your carrier right in the middle of the battle, so this ship is gonna stay behind, and it's gonna be well escorted by ships like the Calypso, and also well armed with turrets. So I would say a single layer of light armor should suffice for it, and a single layer of heavy armor for the critical systems as intended by the original designer, as you can see here. Basically, the crew compartments, the weapons and maneuvering thrusters, they have heavy armor protection. Only on these angles you see light armor. So yeah, I'm gonna enlarge that interior space. It's gonna make it lighter too. Okay, we have an incoming enemy drone. This is gonna be interesting. I'm gonna try to intercept it with the Calypso, so I can show you how it fires. Okay, the Calypso is not the fastest destroyer out there, but it is certainly reliable and durable. As a precaution, let's start the self-reverse system. Let's close the cargo hold vehicle bay doors. Also depressurize. Close every door. That's our current battle protocol, to avoid any loss of oxygen or crew members being vented out into space. And there's the drone.
Ship fuel low.
Okay. Main reactor online. Auxiliary reactors online. Calypso was running purely on batteries.
Ship fuel low.
Okay. Let's see. Oh. Wrong one. I am not going to engage the mod included weapons for this engagement because they give me an advantage and I want to have this kind of like as an even out fight. Although, I mean, the Calypso is larger, so it's not going to be even, but as close as possible. We'll see. Huh, wow. That's too bad. There you have it. Basically every weapon fired forwards. And that's the wreckage of the drone. Really hope it doesn't crash into the carrier. Oh no, missed it. Yeah, it missed it, fortunately. And also I have to say that it was lucky that that was a suicide drone, the ones that have the warhead at the tip. A missile one could have
Ship
potentially
fuel
damaged
low.
the dung beetle construction
Ship
vessel
fuel
and the
low.
carrier that is currently in construction.
Ship fuel low.
Okay, that's annoying. And also not true.
Ship fuel low.
Okay, let's return the Calypso to its mooring next to the carrier.